10 seconds remaining.
Greetings and salutations, Dota fans. Welcome back to the D2L Western Challenge. We had a little bit of downtime just because EG, well, they kind of routed C9. There's really no other way to say it. So C9 now on the back half of their doubleheader scheduled for today. They're going to be looking for a win lest they fall even deeper into the hole. Now, they started off with a win and play here in the D2L, but now sitting at 1-1, they're going to want to get things on track as quickly as they can, but they're going to be facing a hell of a test in doing so as they now face off against Na'Vi. Let's take a look at our lineups, see how these two teams stack up man for man. Beginning with Cloud9, we can see, of course, they're led by Pylai. He's the hard support. They got Bone7 out in the off-lane, very creative playmaker in and of his own right. Of course, the fan favorite Sing holding down the mid position, while AUI, who has thrived so much since switching to support jungle quite a while ago. He was originally, if you think back, the carry player for Dignitas for quite some time, aka Bottom, and so on and so forth. Then, of course, the ultimate tryhard, and it shows in their victories and in his play across the board. That's Eternal Envy. That's Eternal carry position. On the other side of the river, we've got Na'Vi, and really, what can you say? These guys have been together for quite some time, and certainly have a lot of chemistry and a lot of success under their belt. Puppy, Indomitable, Clement, Ivanov. They may never pronounce that correctly and always get flamed for it, so I expect that to happen. He's on the hard support, of course, with Host holding down the carry position. Dendi, not just a fan favorite, but arguably a world favorite. Most likely the most famous player in the world at this point, and for good reason, a playmaker out of mid like none you've ever really seen before. While Funnick out in the off-lane, and Kuro is actually the support. We can see they've been transposed a little bit there. So let's take a look at our standing plate and see how these two teams stack up, not just against each other, but against the field as a whole. And EG's really been on a tear, and you can see now they're sitting at 3-0. That actually it's 4-0 as the play has not been updated for their most recent win. So sitting at 4-0 right now, Na'Vi is also undefeated at 2-0. Cloud9 was sitting in that third position, fell to 1-1. So they're down there a little bit above Fnatic. They're going to be in fifth position. As we can see, Alliance and Rocksmith, the only teams as of yet to make their debut. But Cloud9 again sitting at 1-1. They don't want to fall below 500. Don't want to fall to that 1 or 2 mark. As things just get rougher and tougher and more grinding from this point on out. Fnatic only one series played. They dropped that. Empire surprisingly played twice and is yet to get a win. They did get one game win, but that's the best they've been able to muster. And same can be said for Team Liquid, except they've lost 3 series so far here in D2L playing. They're solidly down in the basement. So while EG leads, Na'Vi wants to challenge for that and can move into not quite a tie, as again EG now stands at 4-0, but a solid second place position. In Cloud9, well, they just want to stay on the top half of the rankings overall. We'll find out if they're up to the task next. I'm your host, Aaron AC Chambers, and I'll be joined as always by Trout Doty here for the D2L Western Challenge. She'll be lending us insight and analysis, not just to the draft, but to every game from this point on forward. And the draft, speaking of, is already underway. We'll be throwing it right into that in just a moment. Stick with us. We'll be right back. We'll be right back.
5 seconds remaining.
Mirana.
Dire team pick.
And the draft, as we can see, already well in progress. Na'Vi bans out the Visage in the back. They do manage to snag their Emperor Spirit, which is going to make them most happy. We were kind of back and forth and joking around in the lobby before, and I was asking who wanted what pick and what side according to our rules. Avo said he didn't care, he just wanted Emperor Spirit, but nobody cared what he wants. Looks like Puppy cared, so getting in that, as well as Invoker for Dendi and mid on the side of Cloud9, taking out the Lycan and the AA, which is a hero they really like to play under most circumstances. That frees up the Naga, Siren, and Mirana for their first 2 picks to break down the draft and everything else, all the play and all the insight. Welcome in once again, Trout Dota. Tell you what, man, I hope Cloud9, they went and had a cookie, got some coffee, or whatever it might take, because they weren't looking the best I've seen them look in our first series.
Yeah, first things first. Am I unmuted?
You are good.
Okay, good. Nice.
Yes,
I did it. Yeah, I know. I hope for their sake, too, that they were able to think about what they did wrong and hopefully can, change it. Especially the first game what we mentioned with the versus EG. The draft was kind of wonky, a little weird, a little different. It's okay to have creativity, but it just certainly didn't work out. So they pick up this Naga Siren first and followed up with a Mirana. So if they're going to run Naga as a core, I feel like this is already a little bit better than they had that one time when Naga was their only core. because Mirana is actually going to be good to complement Naga. Not to mention the net into arrow combination is pretty good at all stages of the game. But of course, Na'Vi, Ember Spirit, Invoker, man, these are like the bane of every ranked matchmaking pub, man. Dear God, they're in every game, and for good reasons, because it's because they're damn strong. So Na'Vi has some very, very strong heroes to work with himself.
Yeah, anytime you see an Ember Spirit out or Havost, you know you're in for a treat. I mean, yeah, just like anyone he has now games, but the guy tends to always put on a show, win, lose, or draw, and then of course the Invoker, most likely played by Dendi mid, and seeing a Dendi Invoker, well, that's always a lot of fun as well. I agree with you about Cloud9. Honestly, that last game against EG, when they had the Naga, they ended up rotating Eternal Envy, who was on the Naga Siren in mid. Honestly, it just seemed like nothing really worked out. It had the feeling of one of those games where they had one plan in mind and then abruptly shifted gears in the middle and just found themselves caught in this weird place where none of their lanes were really particularly strong in anything. Like, the best they could hope for was a break even and then hope to catch the Naga Siren back up. And that just wasn't going to happen. EG was playing way too tight, got way too far ahead, especially in that duo lane and the off lane in that game. And by the time Envy had any chance to even begin to get his legs underneath him, even though obviously the Naga doesn't have legs, thanks Bruno. Nonetheless, they were able to just collapse on her, and Envy never had any space to pretty much anything done, but having Mirana there, most likely you would assume that'll be a mid-sing Mirana. He can't play a variety of positions, usually will be sing on that hero. He's excellent at the Mirana, both as a farmer and as just a roam everywhere, gank everyone kind of a play. So already there's some tools to hopefully hold down that Ember Spirit elsewise. With the Invoker and the Ember Spirit, Na'Vi already has two big bullets in the chamber that they can't get out of control quickly. However, Cloud9 taking a bit of a page from EG's playbook, grabbing the tree.
Yeah, Sing Sing is a great Mirana. He just understands the angles he has to take to get the arrows. I mean, it'd be hard to find arrows, hit percentage statistics. So I'm sure he's pretty high up there, if not top 3. I mean, like I said, he just knows the angles. He knows when he has to go for it and when he can get it, when he can't. And as a result, he's got a very high win percentage with that, and so they pick it up for good reason. Treant picked up here. It's obviously a very, very strong hero. We saw it banned out by Cloud9 against EG 2 games in a row. This game, it's up against right now Invoker, Ember, and Rubik. And obviously Rubik, if he can steal that living armor, would be fantastic, would be great for Na'Vi. I don't know how good Treant is though against Ember, because Ember is quite elusive, and the ult is going to be very, very good for him this game as far as maneuverability. But obviously Treant, we've seen a lot of him lately, especially from EG, and we know that this hero is just devastating in the metagame right now, at least for some of the teams.
Yeah, well, it just seems like everyone kind of forgot what a pain in the ass he is to play against. It's not that the hero has even changed at all in terms of how he's played. Hell, he didn't even really benefit from the Blink Dagger buff. He can be considered initiated because of overgrowth, but even that hasn't really affected him that much. He's just really, really difficult. He brings a lot to air. I think we're beginning to see it's not the best spell in the world, but just in terms of early laning phase, Leech Seed's okay. And that's to say nothing, of course, of living armor and his base damage, which is surprising, and what a difference it can make if you have a disabler like, say, a Crystal Maiden, who can both slow you and lock you down with Frostbite to guarantee 1 or 2 swipes from the big old tree. I mean, that's 160 damage to heroes that oftentimes only have 500 to 600 HP to begin with in the early game. So one thing that does stand out immediately is how good Cloud9's going to be in terms of moving around the rush. You've got Crystal Maiden Zara, who's going to be able to help. It's going to help everyone on the map, period. Mirana, of course, will be helped a lot with that early on in terms of being able to spam the arrows and not feel the pain of not having an arrow when you need it. Tree, of course, with living armor, global ability that he can use no matter where he is, so that happens to free him up to move around and not end up hurting his laning partner that hard, so long as they're in a decent position. Then, of course, as you had mentioned, the Naga Siren setting up the arrow with the net, and depending on where the Naga is, again, I agree that's going to be a one position. Once they do hook up, though, for heroes like Ember Spirit, heroes like Invoker, who tend to be fairly mobile, just being able to almost guarantee that, especially in conjunction with Crystal Maiden's Frostbite, just always having those tools at your disposal to set up a well-placed Sacred Arrow, it's going to give you big play potential pretty much from level 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Na'Vi, they drafted out the Doom, so they have multiple cores here. I mean, Invoker, Ember, and Doom. I really like their heroes so far, and I really especially like the Rubik. Now, especially that they picked up Timbersaw last for C9, Rubik has some very good spells to steal this game. Mirana Arrow like comes to mind for me right away because I think it's really, really good to have on Rubik because he casts it instantly. I mean, you can even combo it up with your own lift. Obviously, the Living Armor is great. The Timber Saw Chakram is very, very good. And now they have a little bit of pushing added to their arsenal with the Shadow Shaman. So, looking at both lineups, I actually like Navi's a little bit more. I think it has so much more utility. I think it's just better meaty spells like Invoker, all of his spells, Quaswex, Ember Spirit, thought to be the best hero in the game right now. Doom, you cast it on one hero, they're out of the fight completely. So, and that's not to say Cloud9's draft is bad. We'll have to. I think their draft takes a little bit more finesse, but I do favor Navi's draft just a bit more.
Yeah, Navi definitely has a team that if they get ahead at all, just get up item, not even a big item, even if they're just get a quick mech out or something like that, they're going to be able to just get together as 5 and start pushing. And if they're all level 6, it's going to be tough to stop that. With Shadow Shaman wards ready to go down in front of a tower or just around the crux of a fight, the initiation potential, as you had said, of Invoker, the long-range initiation potential on 1 or 2 targets of the Ember Spirit makes it really easy to be caught out of position if you're not extremely careful in the way you handle things. And to be honest, I think it's very bold picking a Timber Saw straight into a Doom. The Doom came out first in the picking, and picking a Timber into that when you look at the rest of Cloud9's lineup, I mean, yes, Doom's excellent against everyone. I mean, that's the whole purpose of the hero. But Timber in particular is really, really screwed by a Doom. If he gets doomed, he's basically just walking around the fight trying to right-click for very little damage. You just don't build the hero to be a right-click hero, as tanky as he can be and as out of control as he can get. So if you imagine Doom going off on the Timber Saw, unless Mirana and Naga just get way overfarmed, unless you see something come out like maybe a really fast Radiance that'll just have some burn damage on some relatively squishy heroes like Shadow Shaman, like the Rubik. Invoker can feel a little squish sometimes. The Doom as well, unless he, depending on how he wants to build. That's probably going to be their best bet. Other than that, if they get a Doom off on the Timber, they're going to be lacking in sustained damage until the ultra late game when you finally see the farm capabilities of a Naga Siren kick in.
Yeah, and look at the hero to player assignments as Funnick is rushing down bottom with boots on Ember Spirit. So we're going to see an offlane Ember Spirit with boots, excuse me. And he's rushing down here to place a ward. This is very interesting, and while it might work, I do question why they would pick up Ember Spirit for this. I feel like it's kind of wasting the value of him just a little bit. Now, we'll have to see. I'll have to wait and see because I've never seen Ember Spirit in the offlane. It's always utilized, I would say, 3 out of 4 times in mid, and then the other time it's in the safe lane. But my team early engagement here, top lane.
Hero caught out, he's got a team to the side. Immediate follow-up of the Sacred Arrow. First blood almost certainly will be Cloud9's, and it will be. And it looks like Na'Vi just a little late to the party. And Havos still going blow for blow with AUI. That's not a battle you're going to win, Havos. He hits really hard at level 1, 85 damage as a matter of fact. And was just going to say, there's actually 2 things I want to bring up. One, I think it's hilarious that I was just having a Twitter conversation. I shouldn't call it a conversation because he didn't have time to respond. But I was tweeting at Gods. He said, he mentioned that he was looking forward to the first time you see a team mass TP. Hang on, Arrow off the mark. AUI's got eyes on Puppy, though. Hits him with the Leech Seed. There's no arrow.
If he held the arrow, although Puppy's, look at how much damage he's taking.
Yep.
The Treant hits for like 100 damage.
Yep. They're going to get him. And down he goes. So AUI able to chase him down in the shadow of his own tower, and that's an excellent start for Na'Vi. But quickly, what I was going to say was Gods had tweeted that he wanted to see a team mass TP to their own tier 1 to catch a team trying to get into the jungle and ward, catch them out before they were really ready. And that certainly would have been an answer there. But yeah, I think the reason that Na'Vi is switching Funnick, who is usually not the Ember Spirit player. You see both Dendi and Havos play the hero much, much more often. But the reason they switched is, I think, just in anticipation of the aggressive trial lane, and there's no reason they shouldn't have expected it, really. I mean, we've seen the success that EG has had running trial lanes almost exactly like this, and Cloud9 got a first-hand dose of it. Sing Sing is one of the most excellent Mirana players you're ever going to see, so putting him in this position where he can, I'm going to imagine, yeah, he'll be farming, where he can farm and still have the chance to land arrows off of Pylai Dai's Frostbite. There you go. One down, arrow through the trees, does connect, doesn't have level 2 yet, may not need it as AUI rushes forward and get another kill. And Kuro dies in the shadow of his own tier 1 again, and we're talking 45 seconds in, and Cloud9 definitely had their cookie and coffee as they've woke up and now have a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, and I mean, right after that first blood, Owie has boots and an Orb of Venom, so he kind of hid in the trees there, which is how he got the easy kill, the second kill on the puppy. He might eat his way through the trees here and get another kill on the puppy if he's not careful. Yeah, puppy's running right into him. Leech Seed, not enough mana. He pops the wand. Now he'll have it. Pilot Knight comes in range, gets the Ice Black, Sing Sing a couple more auto attacks, and maybe a leap in there so we can close the distance. And already a killing spree. 1 minute in for Owie on the Treant.
Yep, AUI going berserk, and as is all of Cloud9, and I think it's safe to say this top lane has not worked out that well. Worth noting, though, Havost is not really joining in on the lane. He is so far just jungling away. Has up a Stout Shield as well as a Ring of Protection. So this is basically just a two-support duo lane up against this tri-lane aggression. And they're having a hard time even getting into experience range at this point. Puppy's level 2, and Rubik is still just level 1. Compare that to Sing Sing's level 3.5. Level 2.5, almost 3 for Pylai Dai, and as you mentioned, AUI in great shape with boots and an Orb of Venom sitting just south of level 3 right now. Looks like Havost doesn't have any mana, and he's popping down to the south. Unfortunately, Rune won't be there for him. Regen has spawned in bottom.
Yeah, it'd be nice for him if he could find that, but yeah, they have lots of they're trying to do something mid or top. They're pushing out the lane. This could be a dive onto them if they're not careful. Pylai Dai, he gets, here we go.
Nova onto 2, they're going to dive on Puppy. Leech Seed's right there, Sing Sing right on top of him. There's a Starfall and another kill, 5-0. All of which have taken place. Yep, there's the arrow to follow it up as well. Sing Sing leaping ahead. AUI with that Orb of Venom guarantees he's going nowhere, but back to the well again. 6-0. This game already just about blown apart, and on the back of almost nothing but kills, they've generated just about 1,000 gold a minute lead here in the first few minutes. Incredible play out of Cloud9, and it looks like Na'Vi has to change something up. But they're not done. Havost now dies the AUI by himself. That's a mega kill streak for AUI at the 3-minute mark.
7-0 at 3 minutes. I don't know, and the worst part about it too is this safe lane, Bone 7 playing the Timbersaw against, well now Puppy's down here, so much needed rotations, but the 1v1 against Funnig, I mean, he was already beating him, 16-2 compared to 9-1. Here comes some aggression, the Bolus there, Bone 7 able to just Timber Chain away though, so he'll be fine. Yeah, I don't know what Puppy and Kuroki were thinking sticking around there up top. I mean, you saw it coming from a mile away. They don't have boots, they're relatively, actually no, they're very, very slow, especially Shadow Shaman. He's 285 movement speed compared to the boots on all the heroes up top. So this is going to be a tower down very, very fast for C9. And yeah, this is looking pretty bad early on for Na'Vi. They need to find some space. They need to do something. Bone 7, again, more aggression, but he should be fine. Oh, maybe not.
Why Havost is anywhere up here. Down at bottom, we see Bone 7 engaged upon. Finally, Na'Vi's going to find their way onto the board. Maybe.
Oh.
Nope. Living Armor kept him alive, and they managed to bring down another kill. They may finally track him down with one last auto attack, but trading the Timber for the Ember is going to be well worthwhile, given how the rest of the lanes have worked out thus far. And yeah, Havost is hanging out back under his tower. I wouldn't even feel safe here right now if I'm Havost. They're just so unbelievably far ahead. And that's not the half of it. They have Living Armor, which means they can just flat dive you unless you have some sort of mobility escape, and he certainly does not. So here in mid, we're going to have Dendi engaged upon AUI's right there. Now might have overextended himself. Puppy right behind him has no mana for any stun, though. Trying to catch up with the rest of them. Kuro, with that haste rune, likewise unable to catch anyone. So at the very least, able to keep their mid alive, but it has cost them dearly so far. And finally, the lane's beginning to break down a little bit. I mean, if you're Na'Vi and you're trying to figure out how to get things back to even before 10 minutes, up arrow off on Havost. But if you're trying to get things back to even, what's the general gist of what you need to do other than what you're doing now? Because it's certainly not working.
Well, hopefully Havost can get some space up here. And they're just constant pickoffs. I think bottom. I think this is the right idea. Just keep trying to do something bottom because it's the only opening that they have. Hopefully they don't get counter kills though, because Bone 7's over leveled as crap right now. He's level 7. Maybe Living Armor. It's already come out, so he just popped at Bone 7. They need to cut him down a little bit more. He might get a counter kill on the Puppy though if they're not careful. No, they do get. Okay, they do. But so it's a 1-for-1 trade.
AUI showing up at just the right time, so that's a decent trade. Puppy, who's probably every bit of level 2.5 right now. Just because of how badly things have gone. Ends up dropping to the Timber Spirit. Now AUI continuing to just farm up. He's going to be level 6 really, really quickly. Already has up Arcane Boots and his Orb of Venom. And up at top, Pylai Dai and Sing Sing are now hooked up. And yeah, Havost, this is going to be a tough game for him. I mean, he's still sitting on Boots and his ring. He's got about 1,300, 1,400 gold tucked away, but he is going to be just such meat if he gets caught at all, and this could be bad. Highlight die, hung back just a little bit. It looks like they weren't happy with the positioning. Here comes Puppy rotating now into the jungle. Might get eyes on Pilai Die. At bottom, we see a teleport back into lane. That should be enough to force back C9 a little bit. But yeah, looks like everyone's going to stay calm. Maybe. Puppy, nope, they're going to spot each other. And here we go. Pilai Die throws out the Nova. Arrow off the mark, shot it a little bit wide. That's a kill if they had managed to hit it. In the meantime, they still might be able to pursue him out. Sing Sing does not have lead, but is moving much faster and not going to chase any further than that. From Dendi coming up from the south, which was the right call.
Yeah, that was uncharacteristic mistake by Sing Sing. He should have waited until the ice block hit. Or the frostbite hit to at least throw the arrow. So, give me just a second. I'm hearing things in chat that I'm echoing, so I'm going to quickly switch out my headset. I switched it out again, but I'm going to switch it back to the one I was using earlier so that I don't have it happen.
Alrighty, so Trout takes a step out for technical reasons. We can break down the rest of the game, and yeah, it's pretty much C9 all the way. Dendi's the one lone hope we see. Well, actually, that's a bit of a lie. Havost has found some CS. Some of that is jungle CS, though, and that's going to be a little bit inflated, but nonetheless, he's not in horrible shape. He's sitting in position 3 in the overall net worth. However, after that, it's 2 more C9. So for the top 5, Puppy's engaged on the Sing Sing. Just heard a Doom go off onto, didn't even see who he got. He actually got Pilai Die. There's the arrow. That'll cut through the trees. Put Sing Sing on a killing spree as well. Dendi is farming right in front of the Naga here as best as he can. He's really not in a position to try and do too much just because he is the one hero is having the lane go his way. At bottom, Bone 7's going to be engaged upon again. Kuro's right there with him. Funnick just about blown up right off the bat. He has to back off, and this is just the strength of a well-leveled timber saw. Just so hard to bring down and has immense amounts of damage up at this stage. Now they're going to dive Dendi. There's the Nova. Dendi does not have a point into Wex. Can't Ghost Walk. Ice Wall's going to go down, but it's only going to delay the inevitable as they bring him down as well. It's 11-2. Havost is there, but he's targeted to the party. Doesn't have an ultimate. It might end up dead if he's not real careful. Pilai Die has Frostbite off of cooldown, and there was an ensnare and Song of the Siren. It looks like Envy, though, wanting to save those and be safe just in case there was any other kind of reprisal. Puppy. Now at level 5, he's getting closer to level 6. He's actually maxing Ether Shock. Needs the damage more than he needs the control right now, I would suppose. And makes sense. I mean, as of right now, Navi's feeling plenty squishy, but more than anything, just feeling really impotent. Not feeling like they really have a whole lot to contribute in terms of overall damage output. And the movement right now out of Cloud9 is just better than Navi's. Navi's taken runs at Timber a couple of times. They had a little bit of success, but for the most part, they haven't really been able to convert it to anything worthwhile. The gold graph we can see already about 5,000 gold advantage for them. We're going to have Funnick trying to chase down AUI. Let's see, and I hear Trout has rejoined me, which is good. But yeah, looks like I think this is going to be the pattern from here on. Navi's too far behind them to really do anything but stick up relatively close together.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Up arrow on the Funnick, following it up, down immediately. And to be honest, this is a situation, I mean, Funnick's an amazing player, and I'm sure he knows how to play the Ember Spirit, but I think in this setting, and I don't know, I don't see him making very good plays on the Ember as a whole.
Shadow, take us.
Oh, this could be bad. AUI's got eyes on Funnick. Funnick does have a full mana pool this time, though. And they went under Moonlight Shadow as well. Nature's guys. Looks like Dendi once again is going to be the target. Still no point in Wex. He's level 8. Dendi sniffs it out. He suspects something is amiss. Actually, is he just heading for the room? No, he's heading down the bottom. And yeah, he's going to head back right back up. Here comes Na'Vi looking to collapse. They know that I think that they've got an idea of what's going on. They're going to be, yep, here we go. They're going to move up and Hem them in. This is what they need to get things started. There's an overgrowth, though, and the arrow comes in. Didn't see who that hit. That hit Funnick, so Funnick unable to get into the fight. There's going to be a Starfall as well. Pile died next to die, however, and Sing Sing has to leap to the low ground. Here comes Bone 7 into the back of the fight. Might be too little too late. Same with Eternal Envy. He was there. Didn't even hear who he got the Doom off on. It looks like, yep, that was Marana. Now he may end up dead, though. That's not worthwhile at all for Na'Vi. Let's see if they can get a kill onto Bone 7 to make it worthwhile. Unable to pursue and unwilling to dive, they retreat. On the whole, that's a win for Na'Vi, and it's a good start, but as we can see, that basically just gets things at least even. Now they got to build off of that.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yep. Die, moving up and hooking back up with Sing Sing, and I think this is the right call. Don't back off. Don't take that loss and get your wind knocked out of you and decide that it's time to just go farm. Keep the pressure up. Barely missing Havost. Havost immediately pings that out. Actually, that was Pile Die that pinged that by mistake, saying, hey, barely missed. They know where he is. The rest of Na'Vi is beginning to spread out. We can already see how aggressive Cloud9 is being with their wards. They've got 2 up in the Radiant jungle, and they want to keep this pressure up as long as they can. While Na'Vi naturally playing a slightly bit more defensive. In terms of overall CS, we can see it's the top 3, all belonging to C9. Overall net worth, it's 3 of the top 4, all belonging to C9. So they're in great shape there. Again, Dendi, the only one that's really on par, though Havost isn't super far behind, only trailing by about 1,000 gold to the tops of the board. So actually right behind Dendi now that I look at it again. So, and Na'Vi, they're going to smoke up and maybe smoke right into Cloud9. Let's see. Yep, here we go. Sing Sing, Pile Die. There's the buckler that's going to be popped. Can they get an initiation advantage? They're going to try. We saw the Nova spin. Here comes Puppy. AUI is right behind them. Overgrowth going to catch all 3, and now Sing Sing follows it up with an arrow onto Funnick. They may just want to run, though. Moonlight, Shadow, and Nature's Guise has a chance to keep them all safe, and that's going to be the call. They don't want to fight right now. Nova going to catch 3. There's a Frostbite as well. Good, Ember Chain. Doing good damage. Kuro's going to end up dead, but did some damage, however. The Living Armor keeps them up and running. There's a Doom on the AUI. Sing Sing's going to be able to peck away. There's a Frostbite from Pile Die, who barely was able to survive. Bone 7, though, is going pure ham and makes it an ultra kill as he locks down all 4 of those kills all on his lonesome. Do want to point out, I actually highlighted it to the viewers. Things get a little busy before we can talk about it. He actually picked up a Blink Dagger, and he's putting it to good use, man. He is all over the place. And Bone 7, now with 1,800 gold tucked away, has his Arc Boots already done, so he's making decent progress towards a Bloodstone in just 15 minutes. All that ground that was regained by Na'Vi, collapsing down towards mid on that failed gank on Dendi, now lost as Bone 7 gets further and further ahead, and we're right back to about 7,500 gold advantage for C9.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Bone 7 reinitiates. Puppy drops the wards. Will it be enough? And they're going to get the shackles right in front of him. Pile dies right behind him. Throws out the Urn Charge. Here comes Sing Sing. 5 seconds on an arrow if they want to reinitiate. These are squishy supports. Dendi, though, is there with the rock after the tornado coming from just the right angle and is able to help turn this around and get things back under control for Na'Vi. Bone's able to blink and temper chain his way to safety. Now, something that is worth mentioning, Eternal Envy has not been participating at all. Everything that has been accomplished so far by C9 has been done without his presence. He's going to have a Radiance up pretty damn quickly. In fact, he may have it on the way to him now, and yeah, he does. So that's going to be a Radiance done at 1530 due to all the space that's been created for him and all of the success his teammates have had. What a game changer that is. They're going to follow up. Nova behind it. Frostbite behind the tower. Big reactions, and they're going to dive this hard. Funnick is out of mana. They're going to track down Sing Sing. Let's see if they'll be able to make it away. Bone 7's right there with him. Throws out the Chakram. It's dodged. Funnick is bottling through all this, so he's back up near full health. Has some mana, too. Now Bone 7. Oh, what an overgrowth. Still not enough to save. Bone 7, though, as he ends up dropping Funnick, still trying to make a run for it, using that bottle to its absolute maximum potential. It's a 2-for-1 exchange so far. If they catch Funnick, this may not be worthwhile. Kuro's there to try to help. They do manage to get the Crystal Maiden as a cherry on top, and the rest of Na'Vi converges on this mid-tier 1 tower. And that's about as good a win as they could have hoped for, given how that situation looked like it could have played out. Diving behind tier 2 and tier 3, mass reactions and overgrowth even from AUI that I thought was going to keep Bone alive. And that's going to be a mech done on Havost as well. So Na'Vi, even though they're trailing, even though they're hurting, they are playing this out about as well as they can. And they've got a chance now to get it to mid-game and reasonable as we come up on 20 minutes and they try to take a Roche. Yes. Might see us sleep. Yep, we will. Dendi and Kuro caught, as is Funnick. They're looking for the Ember. They've got Havost. There's the arrow right on the Dendi. They're going to burst him down as quickly as they can, and he will end up dropping right off the bat. AUI is back behind the tower. There's the overgrowth, catching both supports. And that was stolen. Kuro actually stole that and turned it around. So they're unable to capitalize as quickly as they would like, but nonetheless get the kills. Here comes Havost looking to re-engage. Not sure about that, Havost. Funnick's there, though. He's got the Aegis coming back out. Puppy right back up off the buyback, as is Kuro. Pylite Eye is down. AUI shackled. Despite the Nature's Guy, Sing Sing next on the list. They don't have a Doom for him, but they might have the damage, tracking him all the way up, and they do. Triple kill for Funnick. Didn't cost him an Aegis either. As good as that looked like it could have been for Cloud9, can you believe it? A game that looked to be out of hand at just 10 minutes in has turned completely around, and I bet by the time that updates with the final little bit of gold, we're going to see Na'Vi take their first lead of the game in what has to have been a 6,000 to 7,000, almost 7,500 gold swing now. I think you're muted.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Working on it, man. Broadcaster mechanics. Broadcaster mechanics. Got to work on those. Oh, he did. Yep. Looks like they have a chance at Havost and Dendi. This could get ugly, though, as Na'Vi is there in force behind him. Pylite Eye did not have his smoke pop. He's right at the edge now, it's shown. There's the Nova to lead off. Immediate follow-up arrow. Oh, and he jumped through it. He rimmed them through that. There's going to be the song, and they need to get out. They just need to go home. This is not the fight you're looking for, guys. And they're going to try to catch up, and they will. Tornado caught Pylite Eye. Of all the heroes to catch, suppose they could have done worse. AUI trying to juke them back and taking the path less traveled as he looks for some safety to teleport away. He's got eyes on Puppy. Don't think he's going to do anything. Oh, hello. Yeah. Yeah. What? AUI shackled, and yeah, that's definitely a what moment. He's going to mech. It's not going to matter, as now that's just another kill. I don't know. Yeah, it does. It has. God knows it happens to me. Yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, he's tops in net worth now, and that's the difference. Havost has been dove, he's been shoved around, he's been diving people behind Tier 3, or behind Tier 2, between Tier 2 and Tier 3, and he's still on top of net worth on Eternal Envy, who for the most part has been AFK for the first, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the game. And that's not his fault. I mean, I'm not saying that's something he did wrong. That was the plan. And they were very effective in that plan, too. But I think the phrase you're using is pretty much all needs to be said. They turned it up, man. They're playing at a different level. And Funnick's making me eat my words. He was looking very, very kind of all over the place in his Ember Spirit play early on. But now that he's gotten a little bit of confidence, he's got the Aegis, etc. The last, I don't know, 5 to 8 minutes, he's looked damn good on that Ember Spirit. You are solid. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Dendi can do basically whatever you want on most mid heroes. I mean, especially a skill cap hero like the Invoker. He's really looked good. And the nice thing about an XOR build Invoker is it pretty much guarantees your lane dominance. You're going to be able to last hit very effectively, be able to deny very effectively. You do lack the escape that comes with the point into Wex, not having Ghost Walk, and that might have saved him a time or two. But taking a look during our pause at our standout performers, of course, we've got the Tree, who is hiding amongst his brethren, played by AUI. He's sitting at 8-4-5 right now. Bone 7 really came alive on this Timber Saw as well, sitting at 7-4-4. But you can just see, I mean, on pretty much down the entire line except for Envy, there's just kills piled up on everyone, even Dendi sitting at 2-2. Havost, back to him, as you had mentioned, really looking great this game and managing to find farm despite some handicaps, is now sitting at 6-5-4. But just having up those big team fight items, as you mentioned, yes, it's still very early on, but he has up his mech, he has up his drums, etc., etc. He's just, it's Shiva's, yeah. I knew he was building one, he just flipped and finished it. So yeah, he's got Shiva's mech drums at 22 minutes. Havost has done all right.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yep. And he's been...
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Yep. Yeah, and like that's really the impression. And it's it's one thing to do, like you said, free farming. It's not just that he's been under duress. He's been diving. He's been in these fights. He's been contributing in other ways outside of having excellent farm and so on. And sitting on top of Eternal Envy. Down go the wards. They're going to try to base race. Well, not necessarily base race, but tower race this. The tier 2 bottom is in much worse shape than the tier 2 top, even with the wards down. They're going to react to try to defend here, and it looks like Navi is in a couple back. Just Puppy there right now, but he has help behind him. And they're going to be able to save their own tier 2 as well, as Kuro and the rest of Navi decides to teleport home. So taking a look at the Naga Siren, no surprise to see the Manta style as the next item of choice coming in on Eternal Envy. Does have his bots up too, that's nice. And Bone 7 just now getting his Bloodstone up. That's a big difference maker, but when that Bloodstone first comes out, especially if it comes out at a fairly decent time like it has here, 24 minutes in, a lot of it comes down to what you can do with it the first 5 minutes you own the item. Can you start piling up the charges? Can you really put it to use, be that lead bruiser in the front of these fights for your team and let them peck away from the outside? Can you keep your supports alive and so on? So looks like Cloud9 with those items out, ready to go and try to make a fight at it. Sing shot that from the fountain. That came off the screen. It literally did, and it wasn't at an immobilized target. AUI was there to try and help out with it, but he didn't need to. I didn't see exactly where he shot it from. It had to have come from here. Had to have, and ended up here. Anyway, Havost shows right up where Funnick died. And, all right, Havost, it's not like someone just died close by. Yeah, there you go. Get back near your tower. It does have help to the south this time, though. And Roche is respawning as we speak, by the way.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Havost spotted out, and Envy's basically being left alone. That DD will be picked up. And another arrow. Havost steps forward, goes back to farming, says it's fine. Finishes it up. And that's just, knowing your team and knowing the other team. Like, he missed that arrow. He doesn't see me run. He's going to know I've got help behind. They're probably not going to engage. Yep. Oh, I agree with you. Like, that's definitely just a cheeky play, and just, basically, I can just hear him over voice chat too. I guarantee he went whoop, and then just went right back to farming. But at any rate, 27 minutes in, and then the map has settled down some. We can see Navi's actually kind of dodging top right now, and I think they suspect just how much attention this top lane is getting. They've been grouped for a long time here, by the way, and this is going to begin to take a toll before long. Bone 7 continue to keep the lane pushed in and drop these creeps as quickly as possible, but Navi's doing a better job of being spread out. Dendi's now in the Roche pit. As I mentioned, he just respawned about a minute ago. Let's see if they want to trade to tier 2. Yep, they're going to drop their wards, and they're going to try to take another Aegis to get that on Funnick.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Has fallen to the Dire.
Immortality.
Nah, AC sounds good. And this is really what Doom's become in the current meta. For good reason. He's just this walking creature you have to account for, otherwise he just buffs the entire team. But if you try to focus on him or you jump into him, he just dooms you if you're a primary target, or he can initiate on you if you're careful and sluggish in your targeting choices. And we actually see the Battle Fury, the first of what could be multiple, done on Funnick. But, yeah, Funnick, I feel like he's picked it up so much, man. He's still, pretty far down the board in terms of overall net worth. He and Dendi both, actually, are kind of lagging behind a little bit there. And that's owed so much to just how much it's taken so long for that early game head of steam that C9 built up to really kind of play itself out. But just about back to even by the graphs. You can see the gold is real close to 0. And the experience now just between 2,500 and 5,000. So essentially, as we approach 30 minutes, it's pretty much a brand new game. Yep.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
You can already see, and it looks like Navi's committed to this. They're going to have TPs coming in. Havost needs to get out of there. Nope, he's going to hang. He's got an Aegis, don't worry about it. He does do Bone 7, and now Bone is basically out of the fight. They're going to be able to bring him down easily. AUI uses the Overgrowth to buy him time, but they're going to dive all the way back. Steering chains do catch him. No follow-up behind that, though, as Havost is still up and didn't even lose his Aegis. The Doom finally takes its toll on Bone 7. And yeah, I mean that's what we were talking about during the draft. I mean, what's a Timbersaw going to do when he's doomed? Like, what do you contribute at that point? We can see Envy's actually using his illusions to keep the creeps off of the tower. That's going to help a lot.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yep. Oh. Nope. No, they were downhill, I think. I think they had just walked downhill, so they had vision down, but none up. So, but yeah, Dendi is looking good. BKB picked up, adds to his survivability even more. And it's getting to a point now where, what's the item choice if you're, what did he just buy? He just bought something because he had like 5,000 gold. He got a Lincoln, so he's going very conservative and very, very safe. He's going to have to get damage up at some point, though. I mean, the radiance is nice, but it's going to run its course. I mean, you're going to see BKBs come out on a variety of heroes just to help mitigate that. And, you know, you think it's something like a Heart Diffusal after the Lincolns? Or Naga for Eternal Envy. Hold up, top. Ooh, AUI blinks away. Go ahead. Yeah.
That shot.
Right. Makes sense. At top, oh, we can see Funnick. Spot by AUI, and they're going to try to collapse on Funnick, trying to make a jump, and we'll be able to... Oh, the arrow shot to the rib and anticipating the jump. Are you kidding me? He's still alive for the moment. I think, yeah, I was going to say surely they'll get him. If not, Sing Sing was robbed. What a play from this guy right here. However, in the meantime, mids end up dropping. The tier 3's gone. They committed everything to Funnick. They're going to lose at least one set of racks. Yep, down. Ooh, Envy saves the melee racks with 100 HP. Arrow, time blow on a boast. And they're going to go in. Beautiful tornado as Dendi gets behind the fight with the BKB. They lose the racks. They might be able to tee off on a boast. The boast still has the Aegis, and we'll have it pop, but Dendi's doing work. Deafening blast onto Envy, then the shackles from Puppy, and down he goes. So they end up losing Funnick and an Aegis, but they end up taking a racks off of it all. And coming out with the damage now, Sing Sing has added the Maelstrom to his inventory. Don't know that it's going to be enough. That's going to be so tough now, losing that much map control and just having to deal with that the rest of the game. Yep.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Up, arrow dodge, and AUI comes back down, cold snap, and Puppy blinking ahead just to secure it. They're doing what damage they can, but they're ready to dive the tier 3s at this point. I don't think they care. Boast is gigantic, 2,200 HP. He's got the Assault Cuirass. He's got Shivas. He's walking around with 45 armor. 45 armor on Havost with 2,200 HP. The guy is a rolling panzer at this point. We've already got one set of racks down. There goes our second melee racks of the game. And this is, they're going to try to turn this around again, as obviously MV16 has his some back up. Havost going to be arrowed again. They should be able to get him. Now they're going to reinitiate. This could be a chance. Nope, there's Overgrowth. And Cloud9 falling behind their own base. Pylai die. Next on the list is Kuro. Still had it after he stole it. And they're continuing to clean house. Buy back out on Envy. I don't think it matters. That's two set of racks down. And even if they catch them here, what's it matter? At this point, you've lost total map control. Bo's going to go for it, throwing out the chakra when they even catch up. There's the ensnare on the Dendi. Overgrowth will catch them, and stolen by Kuro again, but this time to no avail. Might, maybe. Yep, nah, he's fine. There's no way. They had bone there. So they get the return kills and manage to drop them, but look at the shambles that has become of Cloud9's interface. Yeah, a little bit.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
No.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
There's the song. They're going to re-engage on Havost. They doomed down Sing Sing. And Havost will end up dying here. Funnick trying to come in and help. I don't think they're going to be able to track him down. And, you know, it's like you said, they built themselves where they need to be pure rat mode. But how do you do that with 2 sets of racks down? And how do you do that with Na'Vi having your entire jungle warded?
Yeah.
I mean, like, literally. Like, look, they've got your base warded at this point. And
yeah, no, they've had very aggressive wards for like the last 10 minutes, especially after they picked up the gem when Invoker killed CM earlier on. And yeah, after that, I don't think C9's had any opportunity to take any other map control for themselves, and they can't even farm their own jungle. Yeah, look at all those wards, and like I said, it's very difficult to rat against a team that have like the Rasta wards, all the auras up onto Doom. They have a lot of pushing power actually on Na'Vi, and when you're trying to rat against pushing power like that, it's very difficult to do so. So the other option is to fight them as a team. Well, I don't think Naga can fight them as a team, because if he gets doomed, he's just If Doom actually first uses the level of death to take off his Lincolns, but then dooms him, I don't think that there's anything Naga can do. And she's down a buyback now as well.
She is hitting okay, just on the basis of pure level gain and all-around items. I mean, the Manta certainly doesn't hurt. Sing Sing finds a double damage. Roche is not up, but will be in a few seconds. They lose this fight. This close to the pit, it could be it. They're going to try to catch Funnick. There's the song. They've got Dendi on the low ground, Funnick on the high ground, arrow shot. Oh, and he got away. Dendi's right there behind him. BKB's out of the overgrowth behind the fight. Puppy Center re-engaged. Sing Sing locked down. They're all caught up. Brought back into the fight there, and gonna be cleaned up behind it. We're gonna see Eternal Envy trying to run like hell. Caught with the cold snap, pursued down to the pit, and that may be that. If they call GG, it wouldn't shock me, because now this is a free Roshan, whether they know it or not. Yep, there you go. And what do you do, man? I mean, this has just gotten... This is one of the most remarkable turnarounds from a complete blasting, which is what Cloud9 was giving Na'Vi in the first few moments of this game, to now...
Yeah.
I don't even, like, honestly, like, you can't call this a throw, because it's not a throw.
No,
Na'Vi just turned it on, man. It's like they found an extra gear.
Well, yeah, they did, and I still really like their draft, but it's funny because I was thinking in my head, I wasn't going to say it out loud because I know Navi's a professional organization, but I was thinking, oh my god, are we going to see like the lowest, the fastest GG call ever in the history of Dota? Because it looked really scary and grim, like at the 2.5 minute mark. That's how bad it was. So you got to be knocking yourself at your T9 and got to be feeling, unfortunately, pretty bad. And I don't even think it's like people misplayed. I don't think so. So yeah, it's not fair to call it a throw or anything like that, but just Navi's lineup, they understood the capabilities, they knew where they needed to get the farm, especially Havos in the jungle, and he knew when he could pop up back to that lane, and the supports, especially for Na'Vi, the rotations from Kuroki and Puppy coming down bottom to find kills where they could on the Timber Saw was what really kind of bounced them back into this game.
Havos just sidesteps arrows. What they end up hitting, got a creep behind it. I was going to say it's hilarious if you got like Kuro back there. Here comes the Chakram. Havos is so fast that does not care. The wards are going to go down. Don't even know that they're necessary. They're going to song into this, and this is going to last stand. The Aegis is up on Havos, and Cheese is on Funnick. Havos isolated behind him. There's Mode 7. Here comes Funnick right back in, doing a lot of damage. Havos is going to be bursted down most likely, but he doesn't care. Got the Doom off anyway. That'll be the death of Envy. And in terms of buybacks, yeah, they're running desperately low. Sing Sing's gone and GG. So in a game, to be honest, man, I don't think many people, if they had called GG at 10 minutes, I don't think many people would have thought twice. I really don't. Myself included. I mean, hell, let's be honest here. Now at 39 minutes, Na'Vi for the first time in the game took a kill lead, 29-28. Oh, and by the way, they happened to take an utter game lead.